Okay guys, let's get into this video. Today we're going to discuss how to load your trail hip better in the backswing to stop early extending in the downswing. Such a common fault that we see as coaches day in, day out, ruins a lot of golf swings. Early extending, all it means is that your hips are moving towards the golf ball too much on the downswing. What does that do to my posture? You can see as my hips go forwards, the compensation most golfers will make is their spine angle to straighten. They'll struggle with a lot of contact issues from there. They might top it and blame it on looking up, and of course it's just their body going up. They could struggle with heel or toe contacts. When the hips go forwards, you would definitely expect a heel strike, but often golfers are very clever and they're making some compensations into impact, and I see the opposite. And I've set up here a really great drill that's going to help this. So we're going to be talking about how the backswing is going to help you stop this forward movement, because so many golfers I meet, I teach, are already off the line. So if I drew a line on their backside, when they swing back, they're already off the line. They've already gone forwards. Their pressure's already gone into their toes. Now they just go further and further and further in early extension. So what I'm asking you to do is load this trail hip up and behind you better to really make sure now I'm on or behind that line. Now it's so much easier to keep my hips back as I start my downswing rather than thrusting forwards. And a couple of golfers I've been teaching recently have made this cheating move without realizing. So I've seen on video, I've asked them to rotate the hips more. And visually you see them and they've made more hip rotation, yet the bum is still going forward. You're like, well, how's that possible? They've rotated their hips more and yet they're still forwards off that line. And it's because of this issue. What they're doing to turn their hips is they're getting their lead knee going forwards. So their lead knee is going a long way forwards and it looks like my hips are rotating a lot, but you can see there I've lost posture. So my hips, my pelvis has gone forwards off that red line behind me there. So what I'm trying to get the sensation of with this drill is that I turn my trail hip, so for me as a right-handed golfer, my right hip up and behind you, up and behind me. My lead knee is just making sure it's not going too far forwards, that it's hitting this tubing. So I've just got a tour stick and I've just put a bit of pipe lagging over the top of it. I've got this on a swing plate. There's loads of devices out there you could use if you're on a driving range, maybe even a range bucket would do the trick. If you're off turf, obviously it's really easy, just shove the tour stick into the ground. Now I've left just under a club head's width from my lead, just below my lead knee to the tubing here. And I was just trying to get the feeling, I don't mind brushing it, but it's a very different feel if I go forwards and start moving and bending this bar. So I'm trying to get the sensation that my lead knee actually moves a little bit inwards towards my trail leg. That helps me get my pressure behind the golf ball. That's not a big sway. We're talking about the lead knee moving in a little bit and the trail side responding and moving up and behind me, and that's loading my backswing correctly. And when I do that, I really feel like the pressure, most of it is onto my trail foot, but any pressure that is on my lead foot is through the middle of the shoe. Whereas when my knee goes forwards, here, my pressure's going way out to my toes, and that's where I'm seeing, well, it looks like your hips are rotated, but actually you're already losing posture. So let's go ahead and hit another one. Now that wasn't my best strike. I was really trying to exaggerate that movement and it was a bit toey, but I bet I was on that line. I bet I wasn't going forwards. You weren't seeing any hint of early extension there. I was almost trying to exaggerate that movement in my backswing and I caught it a little bit toey. Good direction, just the strike wasn't fantastic. But when you're working on a drill, sometimes the opposite is fine. I almost felt too far from the golf ball here rather than moving into my toes. Let's do one more of those. So, little gap from my knee to the cane. Load that trail hip up and behind you. My lead knee is just kissing this tubing, but it's not pushing forwards. That felt a better strike. Hopefully just gonna fly that bunker. Ah, it's tight. Not quite. That felt a good contact. That felt a good strike. As a secondary drill, and if you're not new to my channel, you'll have seen me do this before, and welcome back. If you are new to my channel, I hope this video helps. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for plenty of content just like this. I do 2 videos a week. So the second exercise, and probably my all-time favorite, is just using anything you can spin or turn like this, or at least a ball, like a gym ball or a beach ball on a chair would do the trick. And we're just trying to turn it with our trail hip, turn it with our lead hip. So it's simply a case of rotating and maintaining contact. If I did that cheating movement with my lead knee going forwards, I look like I've rotated, but you can clearly see a big gap here. Pressure's way out to my toes. So slow down the pace of it, so it may not get all the way back to that flag. Great direction again, but that was trail hip in contact. I felt it, lead hip in contact. Love the chair drill, but also doing some with that tubing near the knee gave me that sensation of trail hip up and back rather than lead knee down and forwards. Make sure you hit the thumbs up if this video has helped. Put some comments below, any videos you'd like me to film that's going to help your game, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.